Hello and welcome to our webinar, Great Graphic Novels Book Buzz Part 1. I'm Susan McGuire, Senior Editor of Collection Management and Library Outreach for Adult Books here at Booklist. Before we begin, I'd like to go over some technical details. Links to today's slide presentation and title list were included in the reminder email you received from Zoom 1 hour ago. To download them, please open that email, scroll to the bottom, and click on the links located there. You can also download the slides and title list by typing the URLs on this screen into your web browser. If you have any trouble accessing these materials, please contact us at webinars@booklistonline.com. The audience is in listen-only mode, but we welcome any questions you may have. On the bottom of your screen is a toolbar with a button for a Q&A. If you have a question or need technical assistance, simply click Q&A and type your message into the box that appears. We will do our best to respond to all tech-related questions, and we'll pass along all other questions to today's panelists so they can follow up with you after the webinar. Booklist offers closed captioning on all webinars. To enable or disable captions on your screen, please look for and click the Captions icon on the toolbar mentioned earlier. From there, you can select Show or Hide Captions from the menu that appears. If you choose to enable subtitles, you can adjust the size of the captions at any time by selecting Caption Settings. And finally, Booklist expects all participants to maintain an atmosphere of respect and fairness. Anyone who violates this standard of behavior, including engaging in any form of harassment, may, at the discretion of the organizers, be immediately removed. Today, we have the pleasure of hearing from Morgan Perry, Marketing Manager for Square Enix Manga and Books, Erica Trotta, Library Marketing Manager at Random House Children's Books, and John Desposito, Publishing Sales Manager at Viz Media. First, we'll hear from Morgan Perry. Morgan is the marketing manager for Square Enix Manga and Books, where she still can't believe she gets paid to talk about her love of manga and anime with librarians, booksellers, and comic shops. In her previous lives, Morgan has held various roles in Western comics publishing, including Boom Studios and Skybound Entertainment, where she played a key role in developing and deploying industry-renowned marketing and sales initiatives. Apart from manga, Morgan loves coffee, cooking, and her black cat, Marceline the Scream Queen. Thanks for joining us, Morgan.
Hi, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us for part one of the Graphic Novel Spotlight presented by Booklist. My name is Morgan Perry. I'm the marketing manager for Square Enix Manga and Books. And for this presentation, so that you guys can just focus on the slides, I'm going to keep my camera off. So next slide. Let's start off with a few titles that we've recently debuted earlier this year. If you've been in any of our previous presentations, these titles may be familiar to you, and we wanted to give them a second spotlight due to today's theme, as well as update you on some recent reviews. Next slide. Starting us off is one of our newest shonen series, Betrothed to a Fox Demon, which features a battle-ready couple with a male lead who's ready to kick butt, take names, and find a cure for his newlywed wife who's been possessed by, you guessed it, a fox demon. Next slide. Kuro Kiyogane is the current clan head of the Kiyogane clan, who has been tasked for the last 1,000 years or so of ridding Japan of the demonic scourge that roams the land. Kuro, like many young men his age, is hyper-focused on his grisly duties and is more than a little resistant to the idea of marriage and continuing on the family line. Next slide. That is until his family finds a suitable bride in the cheery, charismatic, and downright capable Fuyu. And as you can see here in these page spreads, she also knows her way around blood, guts, and gore, and all the pointy things. Dare I say it, she's not like other girls in the village. Next slide. And thankfully, Kuro is kind of into all of that and agrees to the marriage. But their wedding ceremony is unceremoniously crashed by a vicious fox demon. Kuro quickly dispatches it, and it's not until the ceremony is over that Kuro and Fuyu learn that the dark secret of their marriage holds something even darker. Next slide, excuse me. And thankfully, in a recent school library genre review, Betrothed to a Fox Demon was noted as a genre-bending mix of romance and supernatural horror, and action-packed, recommended for YA shelves for fans of My Happy Marriage and Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. And we couldn't agree. This one is certainly a unique shonen romance to have on your shelves. Volume 1 is available now. Next slide. And I can't wait for you guys to check out this ultimate honeymoon. Betrothed to a Fox Demon is available now with Volume 2 on the way. Next slide. The next romance on our list is less monstrous and more magical. It's The Prince's Keeper. Next slide. Miranda is an apothecary witch who runs a small shop in town, and she also has the ability to turn her animal familiars into human form for a short period of time, which can come in quite handy when you're running a small business. When she's invited to the royal palace, she meets the third prince, Prince Heinrich. Except, next slide, he's been turned into and now lives the majority of his days as a cat. Due to her extraordinary abilities, Miranda is ordered to serve as Prince Heinrich's keeper, and now she finds herself in the care of a royal feline. Next slide. And while you may be wondering about this series, especially with those transformation sequences on the last slide, as a romance series, we consider this to be seasoned but not spicy and foggy, not steamy, which makes it perfect for a teen-rated audience. Next slide. School Library Journal also reviewed The Prince's Keeper and saying that it is a stellar pick for fantasy fans who don't usually read manga, and because it's beautiful interiors and whimsy, we recommend it for fans of Studio Ghibli films, graphic novels like Huki, and of course, fans of the manga and anime Witch Hat Atelier. Volume 1 is available now. Next slide. Rounding out our spring 2026 recent releases is A Starlit Darkness, which is a new psychological thriller from the creator of Cherry Magic, Yu Toyota, about a struggling writer in 20th century Japan who finds himself pulled into the pits of depression by the devilishly handsome man who may have darker motives than he originally lets on. Next slide. Subaru Karasuma is a once talented young writer with dashed ambitions who is slowly becoming consumed by his own depression, so much so that he has decided to remove himself from this mortal coil. That is until one day he comes across his neighbor and their writing group feverishly working on a new project funded by the famous novelist Geppo Yagira. And when Geppo visits the group ahead of the deadline, he encounters Subaru for the first time and clocks his intentions immediately and challenges him to write as well to slay me with your pen. Next slide. This challenge sets Subaru's life on a whole new course as he begins to write once more, unlocking parts of his psyche that have laid dormant and revealing what made him step away from writing to begin with. Next slide. These revelations not only have an effect on Subaru, but Geppo as well, as we learn that Geppo's seemingly altruistic intentions may backfire on him, creating tension that the audience can cut with a knife, or in this case, a pen. Veering away from the warm and fuzzy office BL romance like Cherry Magic, A Starlit Darkness is a completely different bottle of ink, which is perfect for fans of BL-adjacent series that dip their toes into the horror and psychological genre, such as The Summer Hikaru Died, but with a little bit of a literary twist. Next slide. Given some of the darker themes and suicidal ideation that the series presents in the first volume, A Starlit Darkness is for mature audiences. However, this rating has not deterred the phenomenal early reviews of the series, receiving a 10 out of 10 perfect score from Anime UK News saying, quote, Yu Toyota delivers a page-turning read, and Anime News Network who said that this series, quote, cements Yu Toyota as the creator to keep an eye on. Next slide. And now we've got a couple of new series that are going to be hitting your shelves in fall of 2026. Next slide. First, we have The Princess Groom, which is our most engaged with title from our fall 2026 announcements on social media, and it's a role reversal royal romance. Next slide. Let's set the scene. What if you were a girl who sometimes was a guy and you sometimes had dragon powers and your boyfriend was super into all of that? If you were like, yes, sold to any of what I just said, The Princess Groom might be for you. Starring Lady Letitia, the petite and demure daughter of a duke who has a fascinating ability to turn herself into a gallant and handsome young man. Next slide. Her dashing alter ego is also well accomplished and famed for his heroic exploits, capturing the hearts of many women throughout the kingdom. However, our leading lady finds she is unable to melt the heart of her soon-to-be husband, Prince Gilbert. Next slide. But when she reveals her transformative personality in front of Prince Gilbert, her brooding betrothed, she is surprised to find that he can only blush and swoon, and Lady Letitia finds herself unexpectedly charmed by his reaction. Who knew that this grumpy prince would love it when a woman takes charge and shows him that she's the perfect husband material? Next slide. Like always a catch, and may I ask for one final thing, The Princess Groom enters a subgenre of romantasy titles that feature a leading lady who prefers a more hands-on approach, and it arrives early this August. Next slide. In My Ex-Boyfriend Loves BL. Next slide, please. There we go. In My Ex-Boyfriend Loves BL, Momo was a baby BL otaku who was trying desperately to keep that on the DL, including everyone as well as her high school boyfriend Suzuya. That is until one day that she realizes she left some of her BL stash at his house. That's absolutely mortifying. So clearly she did what any sane person would do, which is never see him again. That is until, fast forward, Momo is living her best life and hitting the bookstore after payday, only to find, next slide, Suzuya in the BL section, buying stuff. IRL. Fudanchi don't exist, or do they? Next slide. After pushing past the awkwardness and finding out that Momo's past faux pas was actually Suzuka's BL awakening, the two find themselves reconnecting and bonding in new ways as fully formed adults that never once seemed possible. Next slide. But things get even crazier when Momo finds out that she is Suzuka's favorite doujinshi author as well, and, well, the hijinks, they do ensue. Next slide. This is a super cute series that I have been so excited to come to English, especially if you are fans of Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku, or the recently award-winning series, The Otaku Love Connection, and it arrives September 8th. My Ex-Boyfriend Loves Boys Love is super cute and charming, and I hope you check it out. Next slide. Staying solidly on the cute romance train with a tomboy twist, it's Boyish Girlfriend. Next slide. Daichi and Akira have been childhood friends and are now dating while attending different high schools. Daichi is the strong, silent type, and as far as he knows, his girlfriend is a total tomboy. Short hair, comfy clothes, and a total rock star at martial arts. So imagine his surprise when he drops by her school and finds her in, next slide, a maid outfit with cat ears at her school festival, and she looks insanely cute. This revelation sends Daichi into a bit of a tailspin as he wonders what other cute interests his girlfriend might have. Next slide. Boyish Girlfriend does a fantastic job of spotlighting a relationship in progress as the two teenagers evolve and discover more about themselves and their relationship in a completely realistic way. There are a lot of super sweet moments as well as awkward ones for the pair to experience together. Next slide. And this manga is filled with adorable expressions and over-the-top reactions from Akira as she struggles to balance wanting to be super cute but also maintaining her strength and still being seen as one of the guys by some of her peers. Next slide. The struggle is real, but at least it's super cute. Boyish Girlfriend Volume 1 hits shelves on September 22nd. Next slide. Our fall 2026 lineup received some praise from the shoujosei fans on the web, especially with the unexpected announcement of Yang Can't Live Alone by debut author Shuncha. Next slide. Similar to Boyish Girlfriend, Yu is a college co-ed who's always been driven to be the best and secure the #1 spot in whatever she sets her mind to. She's industrious and hardworking, but guys tend to find her intimidating, and she struggles with the idea of having to change her personality to attract demand. And like, girl, I just want to tell you that you don't, but we're going to get into the story, so next slide. And what timing? Because when she rescues Yang, a puppy dog of a man and a Chinese exchange student at her college, from a really tricky situation, she suddenly finds herself with the proposal to be his, next slide, bodyguard, question mark. Yes, the two embark on a relationship that begins strictly as professional, but of course, there's always a chance that something deeper will take root. Next slide. Yang Can't Live Alone is unique in a couple of ways. As mentioned earlier, it's rare for Western fans to experience the debut of a mangaka at the same time that they're debuting and on the rise in Japan. Second, this series spotlights an intercultural relationship which is not often seen in manga romances. So we're very excited to be bringing Yang Can't Live Alone to fans this September. Next slide. Okay, we are done with the cute and the fluffy and the sassy. Let's get toxic with Stalker Stalks Stalker. Just like the title suggests, this series features a trio of college students who are caught in a three-way stalker disaster in a hilariously obsessive BL love triangle. Next slide. Itaru Hachimori, Yamato Bitsunaga, and Hiro Masutate have a few things in common, such as attending the same university, suffering from hopeless crushes, and of course, being actual stalkers. Next slide. Itaru is stalking Yamato, Yamato is stalking Hiromasa, and Hiromasa is stalking Itaru. Now that we have all of the arrows straight, never mind. The thing is, there are a lot of feelings being projected in directions and zero mutual interest being reciprocated, which makes some really awkward, nerve-wracking, and hilariously cringe moments. Next slide. Between all three of these characters, as they become aware of each other's relationship, other ships, and immediately try to tank them like some weird form of battleship. But as you can see, Stalker Stalk Stalker has some gorgeous interior art that features a wide range of expressions, from giddy to steamy to obsessive and dangerous, which is why this series is rated M. For those fans who have aged out of the traditional YA and have found themselves gravitating some more toxic romances, especially in the BL variety. Next slide. Stalker Stalks Stalkers isn't violent as the name may suggest, but it does include some sexual situations, some bullying, and insanely cringe or disturbing behavior related to the boys stalking. Maybe they're born with it. Maybe they just need therapy. Find out this October in Stalker Stalk Stalker. Next slide. Now, a hard pivot. We have one title that's guaranteed to bring smiles to patrons' faces. That is The Apothecary Diaries Xiaolan Story, the official spin-off manga written by the main series author Natsu Hyuga and illustrated by Itsuki Nanao, the compiler for the manga adaptation and an established mangaka in her own right. Next slide. So we all know Mao Mao's bestie. She doesn't mind her new lot in light, life, there's a lot of food, and soon she makes some friends with another strange servant girl named Mao Mao. The Apothecary Diaries Xiaolan story shows the series from Xiaolan's point of view, unveiling new details and side quests in addition to the scenes that you may already be familiar with. Next slide. Super gorgeous and really fun. The Apothecary Diaries Xiaolan story kind of takes an interesting perspective for fans, and we're actually seeing a lot of really positive reviews for this online, or early praise for this online, as well as people were kind of unexpecting for this series to actually come to the West. And we've seen some of our other partners like Viz taking on some of the other side quests that Mao Mao has been able to accomplish. And just in time for the series anime, guys, the coffee has like hit my brain and my brain just short circuited. So I am so sorry. Let's go to the next slide really, really quick because we've got a bunch of really cute interior art. And I know that we've talked about this one before. So we're going to have the anime adaptation for season 3 of the Apothecary Diaries airing in October. And that is perfect because next slide, the Apothecary Diaries Xiaolan story will actually be debuting in October, October 6th, just in time for that to come out alongside other volumes of the manga adaptation and the light novel. So we're incredibly excited to expand our line of Apothecary Diaries offerings to you. Next slide. So sorry about that little hiccup, guys. And to end this presentation on a high note, we're also bringing you the official spin-off manga to the sweet and spicy rom-com that stole everyone's hearts around the world, My Dress Up Darling XOXO. Next slide. Mari, Gojo, the Inui sisters, and Amane, and more of your favorite characters are back in this collection of comedic escapades as they've gone all zany, gotten a great, cute little zany makeover. And Marin would be super stoked if she saw these pages. Next slide. My Dress Up Darling XOXO is a collection of short stories featuring all of your favorite characters from the main series, finding themselves in all new slice of life situations. And we're even treated to some of the in manga series content for Succubus Aria, featuring one of Marin's all-time fave characters to cosplay, Liz. Next slide. This one shot is perfect for longtime fans of the series or younger fans of the anime who haven't discovered the full manga series yet. It features all of your faves and all new content. Next slide. Why is Gojo's old classmate suddenly asking him for money? How many horror movies can Juju sit through for Shinju's sake? Say that 5 times fast. And will Marin have a successful first stint as a booth babe for the manga club? There's only one way to find out, and it's this October in the official one-shot spin-off of My Dress Up Darling XOXO. Next slide. And that's all from me. Please feel free to reach out with questions if you want additional PDFs or care to join us for our newsletter. We're also on social media and we're celebrating 10K on Instagram. Thank you guys so much to readers, patrons, and librarians such as yourself. Next slide. We are Square Enix. Next slide. Uncover Unforgettable with us. And of course, next slide. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your presentation. I'm going to pass it back off.
Thank you so much, Morgan. Next, we'll hear from Erica Trotta. Erica is the library marketing manager at Random House Children's Books. Prior to working in publishing, she worked as a community business development manager at Barnes & Noble and as the institutional sales representative at Greenlight Bookstore in Brooklyn. Thanks for being here today, Erica.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and I will also keep my camera off so you can see all the book info since we have quite a few titles to get through. Okay, the next slide. Let's start off with Squirrel Lock Holmes, number 2, Mystery at the Corny Maze. In book 2 of this graphic novel chapter book series, Detective Squirrel Lock Holmes and Mole Watson solve the mystery of the disappearing forest animals in a corn maze. Young readers will enjoy giggling at these clever, silly sleuths as they crack the case. Next slide. Junie B. Jones and some sneaky, peeky spying. In the 4th graphic novel of this best-selling series, Junie B. is the bestest spyer in the world. That's because she has sneaky feet and her nose doesn't whistle when she breathes. But guess what? Junie B. might be real sneaky and might be real peeky, but when she spies on her teacher, she could get into real trouble. Next slide. Magic Treehouse Christmas in Camelot graphic novel. This graphic novel marks the first Magic Treehouse Merlin mission, offering more challenging adventures for experienced readers. When Jack and Annie receive an invitation to spend Christmas Eve in the magical, mythical realm of Camelot, they realize they're about to face their biggest adventure yet. Unbeknownst to them, the invitation will lead them on a quest to save Camelot from a curse, a challenge even Camelot's greatest knights have failed to overcome. Next slide. Super Pancake and the Mystery of the Missing Egg. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a pancake? There's nothing to waffle about here. Kids love superheroes, and everyone's favorite syrupy superhero, Peggy Pancake, is back. This time, Peggy and her friends are off camping when a mystery arises. Now they must thwart the villain behind it before they're all toast. Next slide. Game on. Sasan appears to have middle school figured out, cool friends, good grades, and enough allowance for weekend adventures. Yet he's struggling to reconcile his mom's culture with his wish to fit in. While his friends jump into the newest video game, he strikes a deal with his mom. She'll buy it for him if he finally learns Farsi. Wanting to avoid standing out for the wrong reasons, he agrees and begins a journey to discover his cultural identity. Next slide. On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness. This first Wing Feather series book is now a graphic novel. Set above the dark sea of darkness, it follows 3 children and their dog Nugget in a story full of heart, courage, and adventure. With beautiful art and a fast pace, it's perfect for both graphic novel fans and series lovers. Just a note about this, that is part of the Waterbuck Press, which is now part of Random House Children's Books, so definitely stay tuned for more titles from us for Waterbuck. Next slide. Witches of Brooklyn Switchback, number 6. In book 6 of this popular middle grade series, Effie, the witch in training, ventures into Manhattan. After losing a duel and freeing the Flower Sisters, she faces the Witches' Council and discovers that being a good friend and witch is harder than mastering magic. With her friends' support, Effie must fix her mistakes before her magical adventures end. This series won the 2026 ALA Graphic Novels and Comics Roundtable Outstanding Comics Award, so be sure to check it out if you haven't already. Next slide. I'm thrilled to say that we have some holiday offerings. So this is Hilo, the holiday special, and Nell of Gumbling, my holiday diary. Celebrate the season with 2 jolly holiday graphic novels full of silly shenanigans and merry misadventures starring reader favorites. Next slide. To Dance the Moon and Stars. In a kingdom where dance is forbidden, a future high priestess must bend the rules to stop an ancient evil from destroying everything and everyone she loves, including the crown prince. This sweeping romantasy graphic novel has received a starred review from PW, which said, each page of this luminous fantasy is alight with lush botanicals, glowing lanterns, and shimmering stars, transfixing the reader in magic and movement. Next slide. School Bus Graveyard, Volume 2. High school was tough enough before Ashlyn was cursed on a field trip. Now she must lead a ragtag group of classmates to survive deadly phantoms. This fast-paced graphic novel, based on a popular webtoon with over 250 million views, is perfect for fans of Five Nights at Freddy and Stranger Things. This volume is a collection of episodes 33 to 65 and includes exclusive artwork from the author. Next slide. Marionetta Volume 1, which is a manga. From the best-selling creator of Hooky comes a thrilling YA dark fantasy series about a teenage girl who is magically resurrected into a traveling circus by a sinister deity. Adapted in print from the viral webtoon phenomenon, this first volume delivers exclusive new content, including never-before-seen illustrations and the first chapter of a new original stories that fans can't read online. Next slide. I Shall Master This Family, Volume 1. This is a manhwa. This manhwa series is a fairy tale with a twist. After her noble family's fall, Florencia is reborn as her child self, giving her a second chance to save her family. Once despised as an illegitimate child, she wakes up in the past with knowledge of the future and a new resolve to change her fate. This volume covers the prologue to episode 12 of the popular webtoon. Next slide. My Life as an Internet Novel, number 3, which is also a manhwa. This loving parody of teen romance continues. Danny struggles to adjust to real life only to face a new challenge, a charming new boy who's instantly smitten with her. Fans of Tappy Toon will be excited to see this manhwa series continue. And then the next slide. Our Aimless Nights Volume 2, which is manga. Golden Retriever Girl meets Black Cat Boy. 2 teen opposites fall for each other during quiet nights at a convenience store in this popular digital manga. Hand this to readers looking for a cozy teen romance. Next slide. And that's all for us. So thank you so much for allowing us to be here today, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much, Erica. Finally, we'll hear from John Desposito. John is the publishing sales manager at Viz Media, where he works with librarians and comic shop retailers to promote and celebrate Viz Media manga. He currently lives in San Francisco, California, and enjoys cooking, hiking, and horror films. Thanks for joining us, John.
Hi everyone, my name is John Esposito. I'm the Senior Sales Manager at Viz Media, and I'm super excited to be here today with Booklist and all of you to share some of Viz's most exciting upcoming titles. So to kick things off, I'm going to start with a personal favorite of mine, and that is Ichi the Witch, a fantasy manga about a boy who becomes the first male witch in a world where only women can use magic. It starts with our hunter Ichi defeating a powerful magical being, and in that fight, he gains that magical being's powers, which allows him to become the first male witch alive. It's high-interest fantasy adventure with strong character and broad crossover appeal for fans of My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen. This one is rated teen and has such great heart to it. I think there's really something special that brings together the magic of the storytelling as well as the beautiful character development throughout. And I think you can see here that there's really something special about the illustrations themselves. There's kind of a gothicness to it that brings in the witchy characters, but also just a lot of illuminating imagery as well that I think fans will connect to in a really big way. So for any of those who haven't read this one yet, I'm excited for you to check it out. Next up on our list is Magical Girl Dandelion. This is a supernatural shoujo manga that reimagines the magical girl genre with a darker fantasy elements. It follows Tanpopo, who's offered the chance to become a magical girl, but her best friend is secretly a fiend, and their friendship is tested when a new threat emerges. It's a real modern twist on the classic magical girl formula, blending romance, friendship, and supernatural conflict all in one. This is one of those rare titles from our Shoujo Beat imprint that has a lot of action packed through it. It's rated teen, and as you can see here, it has both some creepy and fantastical elements to it that I think will connect with fans in a really nice way. There's something really special about this title, and I'm excited for the magical girl trope to really come back around. This is perfect for fans of Sailor Moon and all the other magical girl titles out there as well. But this one really packs a punch and a dark element to it as well. So while it's rated teen, I think it ages up in a really nice way as well. And then next up is Bug Ego. This one I really love. It is a surreal sci-fi comedy manga by One, who's the creator of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100. It follows two students as they discover a mysterious notebook containing instructions for hacks that can alter reality, until one mistake sends their experiment spiraling into absolute chaos. It's a creative concept blending humor, friendship, and reality-bending sci-fi from one of manga's most successful creators. This one is rated teen, and as you can see here, it really brings to life a lot of wonderful and fantastical imagery. It reminds me a lot of a darker adventure time in the way that it really enhances the idea of creativity as our characters look for new hacks to defy the odds, but also a playfulness, a silliness, and a real interesting use of artwork here that I think is just really fun in so many different ways. Next up, we have Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi. This is an action comedy manga about the world's strongest and most socially awkward exorcists. Fresh out of Exorcist Academy, our protagonist Kyoshi begins his first mission, but his biggest obstacle isn't demons, it's his own fears and awkwardness. It's a stylish supernatural adventure recommended by Akira Odo, the creator of One Piece himself. It has a slick blend of action and comedy with just a dash of horror to it. I think there's really something special here when our main protagonist, who is this great crime-fighting exorcist, also has to deal with some personal struggles as well that the audience can relate to in a really beautiful way, tackling fear and anxiety and really incorporating it into this world of action adventure and just bringing humanity to our protagonist in a really special way that I think fans will connect to. And then we have I'm No Angel by Ayazawa. This is a classic shoujo romance by Ayazawa, the creator of the hit series Nana. In a brand new high school, energetic Miyadori joins the student council alongside her crush Akira, where friendship and romance begins to blossom. It's a beloved early work from a legendary shoujo creator, now published in English for the first time ever in this beautiful deluxe edition. Like other classic Ayazawa titles, like Nana and Neighborhood Story and Last Quarter, this one has a real beautiful romance story to it, but it brings it to the high school world, making it super relatable for teens and anyone kind of looking to jump into those classic 80s and 90s style romance films. Something like Pretty in Pink or 16 Candles, I think, would be a great comparison here. I think this one will connect with fans in a really nice way as well. I think thanks in part to Ayazawa's recent TikTok virality that has brought Nana and all of her past titles to the forefront once again. Then next up we have Cocoon. This is a historical manga based on a true story of Japanese student nurses during World War II. It follows a group of schoolgirls who are sent to work as nurses on the front lines of the war, where they face unimaginable hardships and loss. It's a powerful, emotionally resonant story inspired by real life events, and is going to be the basis for a 2025 anime film created by former Studio Ghibli staff. There's a real quiet elegance to this title that I think is going to be great for manga fans who are looking for something a little bit more literary, say. Maybe for fans of Tokyo These Days would be a good comp. Next is another favorite of mine, and that's Champion of the Roses. This is a Filipino fantasy graphic novel about gladiators, combat, empire, and rebellion. It follows Princess Rosa as she enters a brutal tournament for her throne, choosing Rey, a trans swordman with his own past, as her champion. It's a bold fantasy inspired by colonial history, featuring diverse characters and epic world building, even blood, magic, and dragons. It's rated teen plus for some of its fantasy violence, but I think where it really shines is its big use of diversity in the way that we're tackling a Filipino story here, as well as an LGBTQ plus story. So lots of different avenues for fans to relate, as well as your classic action and adventure narratives that manga fans have come to love. Next up is Alice in Borderland Retry. This is a sequel to the hit survival thriller Alice in Borderland, returning readers to the deadly Borderland games. Years after escaping Borderland, Arisu is now married and preparing for fatherhood until a sudden accident pulls him back in the terrifying world between life and death. Alice in Borderland was a big hit thanks in part to the live-action series on Netflix. It is a mature title filled with a lot of action, horror, gore, a lot of big concepts here for folks to wrap their head around about life and death that I think just makes this title absolutely fascinating. This is going to be a one-off, so there's only going to be one volume to this title, and it's just going to be perfect for fans of the original series looking to get a glimpse into what exactly happened after the events of the original Alice in Borderland and where their favorite characters ended up. So something I think really special here for fans that you'll sure to want to carry on your shelves. And then we have Lynx. This is a tech noir sci-fi manga set in a frozen post-apocalyptic future, blending cyberpunk action with detective mystery. It's a stylish mix of cyberpunk, climate dystopia, and supernatural intrigue, featuring crime-fighting tech, a talking cat partner, and a cinematic artwork from breakout artist Takia Takuro. You can see here that the artwork is really action-packed. It has kind of this neo-noir thriller to it. The story itself reminds me a lot of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series, which I think will just, for anyone who's read that series, I think you can imagine how it would translate really well into the manga world. The darkness, the eeriness, the beautiful imagery that comes along with it, but a real thrilling and page-turning aspect to it as well. And then we have Half is More. Quite the change from our last title. This is a bit quieter and a little bit more reflective. It is a heartfelt contemporary manga about mixed race identity and belonging in the modern Japan. It follows Kazumi and her brother as they navigate daily life as mixed-race Japanese siblings, facing prejudice, awkward encounters, and questions of identity while trying to find where they truly belong. It's a deeply personal and timely story exploring race, family, and self-acceptance through perspectives rarely seen in manga, with emotional realism and warmth. This one's rated teen and I think is going to connect with audiences in a really big way, especially for those who feel a little bit outside of the box or are trying to find little avenues into how to best fit in. I think this is going to provide readers with something really special to relate to, coming from many different angles. And then taking a bit of a turn here, we have Shiba Inu Rooms. This is a cozy slice of life comedy with a supernatural hook. A girl sharing an apartment with a ghost Shiba Inu. This one's really character-driven storytelling with meaningful emotional growth. It blends humor, healing, pet ownership themes, and light supernatural elements as well. I think while it's important to call out that while the artwork here it has that real cuteness and something special about the dogs here, I do want to point out that it is rated teen, and that's because it does deal with elements of death. While we do have these cute Shiba Inus with us, they are ghost Shiba Inus and occasionally will flash back to their previous life and just kind of understand where they're coming from in a fun, playful way, but recognizing that we are tackling some bigger themes here as well. And then we have the amazing Digital Circus, which I am super excited is coming to a manga format. It's the official manga adaptation of the viral, darkly comedic animated series. It has a massive built-in audience from YouTube and Netflix with over 1 billion streams. Fans are really excited for this one as it follows these cute, cartoony characters who are stuck in the amazing Digital Circus, and they are trying their best to find their way out. The illustrations are fun and lively, comedic and cartoonish, and I think fans will really enjoy this one. And then to wrap things up here a bit, I just wanted to call out a few special titles. A few of our biggest series are coming to an end. Final volumes of My Hero Academia, Komi Can't Communicate, and Jujutsu Kaisen have all come out this year, so for any librarians who are completionists in a way, this is a great way to wrap up series for your fans and patrons. Lastly, just wrapping up with the call out to our Viz manga reading guides that are all available now, featuring in-depth synopses, key themes, character guides, and discussion questions. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks so much for listening.
Thank you so much, John, and a big thank you to all of today's presenters. Tomorrow, all attendees will receive an email containing links to today's slide presentation, title list, certificate of completion, and video recording. For more about Booklist webinars, be sure to visit booklistonline.com/webinars, where you can view archives of past webinars and register for upcoming ones like those you see here. You can also find out about the latest webinars on our social channels. Visit us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Blue Sky. Are you coming to the party of the century? ALA is celebrating 150 years at our annual conference taking place in Sweet Home, Chicago. Stop by the Booklist booth number 2826 for free copies of our magazines, including our 2026 Guide to Graphic Novels in Libraries, buttons, author signings, reader's advisory fortune tellers, and more bookish swag. Plus, check out the conference scheduler to find Booklist happenings throughout the show, including our audiobook panel, Read and Rave, the Carnegie Awards, and more. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. One more huge thank you to our panelists and to our sponsors, Square Enix, Random House Children's Books, and Viz Media. This concludes today's webinar. See you next time.